welcome to my kitchen. Maybe you've seen me before, maybe you haven't, I don't know. But my name's Sophie. I like fashion, I like baking, I like curly hair stuff, I like all the things. And today, I'm going to teach you guys how to make chocolate babka, which I'm very excited because this is my first video. And I've also never made this before. It's a chocolate Eastern European bread. I enjoy making breads, I enjoy baking. It's fun, I've made challah breads before. But anyways, this will be a fun learning experience. We'll see how this goes. It's my first time making it, so hopefully it won't be a fail. I don't think so. Yeah, let's get started, guys. So first step is to put on your apron. Well, actually probably wash your hands and then put on your apron. But anyways, first thing, I put 3/4 cup of lukewarm water with 3 teaspoons of instant active dry yeast. And I mix it together with a fork and let this sit for 8 minutes. So I'm gonna let this sit. I have my timer, and you don't want your water too hot. And next, we're gonna go in with our dry ingredients for the dough. I have a pretty big bowl, and we're gonna add 3 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. So I'm gonna do that. If I can get my measurements. This is fun. I like baking. I like making breads. It's not the easiest, you know. I'm not an expert, but I don't think anybody would expect me to be, you know. But it's fun. I think a lot of people right now in quarantine are getting into baking and stuff. You know, it's just a good way to pass time, getting to something creative. I love it. That's good enough. And now we're going to add 1/2 cup of regular granulated sugar. 1/2 cup. And then I got this recipe from a dude on YouTube named Joshua Weissman. He said to mix this with your hands. So I don't claim this recipe as my own because, you know, well, I wouldn't think you would think I would have a recipe. But anyways, mixing it. And next we're going to slowly add in 3 eggs. And then next, I'm gonna add 10 tablespoons of softened butter. And you wanna make sure that your butter is softened because if it's not, this mixture would be too hard to mix, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna go in with my butter. And I think with my butter, I'll use my hands because it'll just be a lot easier to incorporate. But yeah, I'm gonna go get 10 tablespoons of butter and add it. So I actually recorded me putting in the butter and the yeast, but I somehow lost that video. So just pretend that I mixed in the butter and the yeast, 10 tablespoons of butter, and yeah, thanks guys, ha! So this is kind of hard to do without a KitchenAid. So that means I kind of have to like knead it in this bowl for like 8 to 10 minutes.
Many unbearable hours later.
It's the next day, hence the different clothes. But after you mix your dough for about 8 to 10 minutes, it's pretty sticky. So you might want to do it a little bit more. It depends how your dough kind of turns out. After you mix it all together, you put it in the fridge for about 12 to 24 hours. I did it overnight since mine was pretty sticky. And now we're going to start our chocolate, which I'm very excited. So yeah. For the chocolate sauce, you're going to need 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which is 1/2 cup. 6 1/2 ounces of dark chocolate, about 70% cacao. 3 1/4 cups of powdered sugar. 1/2 cup plus 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, unsweetened, and some salt. But first, I'm going to cut the chocolate up into little pieces, and then I will add the butter and the chocolate in the saucepan, but you will see that. So for the chocolate sauce, I went ahead and added 1/2 cup of my unsalted butter into a small saucepan, and I chopped up 6 1/2 ounces of my chocolate. I think it's pretty good right now, so I'm gonna add in the chocolate, And you want this to melt together first and then add in the sugar and the cocoa powder, so. Mixing together the chocolate and the butter. It's nice and hot. Wow, it's already coming together very nicely. Wow, look at this. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that's pretty melted. So now we're gonna go in with our 3/4 cup of powdered sugar. With my 1/2 cup plus 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder. Yay! Looks really good. And now I'm gonna turn this off and add some salt. So after the chocolate sauce is done, you're gonna wanna get your dough out of the fridge and you split the dough in half. Take 1/2 out onto a floured surface and the other half back in the fridge just to let it chill. I have a floured work surface here, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm just getting a rolling pin and I'm just kind of spreading it and rolling it into like a square, about 1 inch width thickness. Okay, you're just gonna try your best to roll it out. I'm not an expert, and it's a little sticky, so you can get some flour on the rolling pin like this, all around. I like wood rolling. Whoops! I like wood rolling pins because they're just a lot easier. I feel like, I don't know, they don't stick. Stuff doesn't stick as much. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our chocolate mixture, okay, and we're gonna get about half of it. And I have this nice little like baker's spreader thing, and we're gonna spread it here, leaving about a 1 inch parameter, I guess is a word. I hope that's the right word, around the sides. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add some chocolate. Okay, let's start off with this much. We'll see. So now that my chocolate is pretty much all around, spread around, what you're gonna do is get a little bowl with water, like this, and a little brush, and we're just gonna brush the sides where there isn't any chocolate. Okay, like so. I guess this helps so that it kind of sticks, you know, brushing. And then we're gonna roll it, which will be fun and interesting. Hopefully everything will go well. I'm pretty sure it will. Okay, so I'm filming this from a sideways angle so you can see how I'm rolling this. I guess I'll start from the top. And you want to roll it pretty tight, that way it has a nice little swirly. And so now what you want to do is kind of get the corners of it and kind of tuck it in, kind of shorten it like so. So it's like a nice little bread log. It smells really good. Okay, it's still pretty sticky, but it's not too bad. So now I'm going to get a bread knife, which already kind of has some chocolate on it. That's okay. And I'm going to put a little bit of flour, okay, on it. And we're going to try our best to cut through it to make 2 sides. Wow, I put a lot of chocolate. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is get our 2 halves, and we're just gonna twist them, almost like a little braid. And at the ends, we're just gonna kind of tuck them in and kind of pinch them. All right, and that's the babka loaf. And now what you're gonna do is put this in your little loaf pan with some butter and flour. I'll let this proof for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, room temperature, and then we'll come back and put it in the oven, and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, so after your bread is done proofing, about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, you're gonna put it in the oven at 375 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes, or until you insert a toothpick and it comes out clean. Now, I'm gonna show you guys my dough. It's not what I expected it to look like, but that's okay. Let's see. Now, it'll taste good. So that's gonna go in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes and we'll see how it comes out. Hopefully good. Guys, so as soon as your breads get out of the oven, you're gonna make a simple syrup. You're gonna do 1/3 cup of water and 1/3 cup of regular sugar and mix that together until the sugar is dissolved. And as soon as your breads get out of the oven, brush them with that. You guys, let me show you what the final product looks like. Look at that. That looks amazing. It looks delicious. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gave you some type of entertainment during quarantine. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what your favorite thing to make during quarantine has been. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day. Also, all my links are in my bio. Subscribe. Bye.